over the course of the coming week as readers try to pace themselves and try to budget their money appropriately. But one thing to keep your eye on in the days ahead, and particularly on Wednesday, is when eyes turn away from the campaign trail and to the Ottawa courthouse, where Stephen Harper's former Chief of Staff, Nigel Wright, will be on the stand as the Mike Duffy trial resumes. That could be a political problem for the Conservatives in the days ahead. They believe that Nigel Wright doesn't have any smoking gun, if you will, in his testimony, but it could still be politically damaging to the Conservatives, and it will allow their opponents to try to focus back to a scandal that hurt Stephen Harper as it was unfolding. Rosemary Barton, CBC News, Ottawa.
The Afghan capital has been hit by a series of bomb attacks in the past 24 hours. At least 50 people are dead, hundreds more have been injured. The level of violence not seen in Kabul in some time. The attacks follow the Taliban's announcement just last week that its leader, Mullah Omar, has been dead for 2 years. That sparks speculation of a power struggle within the group. Paul Palmer reports from Kabul.
We don't actually know exactly what the splits are in the Taliban leadership during the last few days. The head of the office in Qatar, the Taliban's office in Qatar, resigned, citing the way in which Mullah Omar's death had been kept secret for such a long time. We believe of the ruling council, the British Shura, that controls the Taliban or is influential in running the Taliban. At least 10 people are certainly in favour of the new leader, Mullah Mansour. There does appear to be at least 5 members who do not support him. Whether or not that will result in any major splits in the Taliban, we're yet to see. And certainly, we have not seen in the last few days any particular military actions of the Taliban fighting against each other.
That's the BBC's Philip Palmer in Kabul. A typhoon is barreling towards mainland China after tearing through parts of Taiwan. Typhoon Salvador brought torrential rain and winds of up to 200 kilometers an hour and knocked down trees and power lines, leaving millions of homes in the dark. At least 6 people have died in the storm in Taiwan. The drought in Central America is forcing authorities within the Panama Canal to limit the size of ships using the waterway linking the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. They say water levels in lakes feeding the canal system are too much to allow the largest vessels to go through. The move will affect up to 20% of traffic on the waterway. Well, the first full day of competition begins today at the Pan Am Games in Toronto. Canada's contingent is more than 200 strong, the biggest ever, and for athletes, the hometown advantage also comes with high expectations, as O'Neill Yates reports.
The Pan Am Games opened last night to the strains of Aboriginal singing. Today, the hard work of athletes begins. One hope of a gold medal today is 46-year-old Shelley Gaudier in a mixed tricycle road race right here in her hometown.
It's somewhere where my family and friends and other people can come and see me.
Gaudier has overcome a lot to get here. She suffered a head injury in a biking accident 14 years ago and had to learn to walk again. Sam Rafi is CEO of the Toronto Games.
When we see these athletes compete, we forget about disabilities. Instead, we see capabilities.
People who already feel like winners for even having made it this far. For O'Neill Yates, CBC News, Toronto.
And that's the CBC News to this hour.